Hello, welcome back. Last time I know is always like could be. Yes, yes, technically yes. Or technically as early as possible. Good job. Good job. Good job, yes, yes. Where's the... How am I so blind? How could I be so blind? That all works. Yes. Bing. Oh, good. Yes, yes, yes. How are you? How are you? How are you? How are you? It's a bid today. And today. Where is... Oh, that's right. Yeah, give me a second. Anyway, this all starts when I say it starts. There is no early or late. There's only me. Can I go over and play Baldi's Basics or Classics or Mastered? Probably not. I have no interest. Too many things to play that aren't that, you know. I think of all the things I could play. Not that, and other things. Those seem pretty cool. Those things that aren't that. I don't know, it just doesn't interest me very much, you know, like... It's not, it doesn't seem very, you know... What I miss, everything went to hell a few times, but that kind of thing happens. Everything goes to hell in every single stream that like this of this game, right? Like, don't know what you're expecting, honestly. What do I miss? It's always right. Like, it's never like, it's never nothing. It's not. That's for sure. But let's get started. It's fine. Some people just don't like this. That's okay. Yeah, you don't need to tell me that. That's okay. Well, I wasn't feeling particularly bad about it. But yeah. What was I gonna say? I might be a shorter stream today. Don't worry about it. Yeah, Pandemonium. Yeah, new chapter. 32 cycles left. Oh yeah, we're doing this. I don't know if you were here for this. Oh, right, I forgot the consequences of my actions or something like that. I don't know. Look, I've been living with the consequence of my actions all week. It's not... I forgot about the consequences of my in-game actions as well. You know, everything is set to go. Looks day has just been announced. We're really 32 cycles away from it. We have everything we need, so let's get to work. The most critical point is, what do we do with this massive behemoth? Yeah, what do we do with your sister's savior? What can we possibly do with the help of an almighty being older than time who's able to grant wishes? Can you make everyone vote for us? Yes. What are you willing to pay in exchange? No need for that. Fraterna's a wish granter herself at this point. She already wrote that we'll win the elections. Oh yeah, we wrote into time that we'll win the elections. Why bother doing anything then? I am compelled by some cosmic force? Oh yeah, so that line happened and I sort of realized that the fact that she's compelled by a cosmic force does imply that by writing us winning the elections, it means we've sealed our deal so we can't, like... so if we wanted to say abstain from using dirty tactics, but dirty tactics are the only way to win, since I wrote into fate that we would win, we have to use them, right? That's a potential thing that I didn't think about. It was a great moment. I was very, very angry. I kind of forgot it. It's great. It's not nothing to be worried about. It's only a hypothetical. Oh, I see. You're essentially a puppet at this point, aren't we, Fraterna? I'll make you do all sorts of funny things. Would you like me to write you some feel real well? I'm actually curious. We haven't explored how well the deck faces against paradoxes. That's an interesting line of investigation. Well, we already know. We already saw one paradox with the person that deflected our card. So it's not like that's new. We do have some idea. Ahem. Let's focus on the task at hand, please. Oops, sure. What could a behemoth do for free? I could disguise myself as familiar and deliver messages. I could harvest energy. I can spread rumors. Interesting. I think that's about it if we don't want to draw too much attention to my powers. It's already more than I expected, so great. I have to surpass your expectations, oh dominant sister. Oh yeah, Patrice kind of does She's very good at persuading Fortuna, or Fortuna's very bad at arguing against Patrice, one or the other. Which Grimoire of Crowns did you find this one in, Fortuna? We'll check the vibe of the Coven first. Progress has already been made public, so witches are starting to form their own ideas regarding this race. We can tap into the mind of the Coven with the Dream Ball. The Dream Ball allows us to get real-time readings on our community's desires and expectations. Well, that's convenient. They updated the appearance of... They updated Scribblenauts and Masks. Good to know. Hence, we can filter the current vote intention. This will be the pivotal tool for adjusting our strategy as the race progresses. We are not winning. Oh well. These things happen. It's only like 100 wins. Every action we perform and the actions of our opponents, of course, will affect the Coven's sympathies, and that'll be reflected in the Dream Ball's readings. I added some men's runes to filter vote. Men's runes to filter vote intention by demographic. Go ahead and browse through them. I encourage you to put some time into familiarize yourself with the characteristics of each group. You not only need the notes, but you also plan on becoming their leader, so you better take responsibility for studying. Okay, I did not plan on becoming your leader. Their leader. You made me do that. You made me do that. Or you could actually use the Switch Mega Pack version of one master, use the word clone to summon him. Thank God. What would I do without that? I didn't know they made a Mega Pack. Lucky for you, your sister is one of the Coven's archivists. I already wrote down a comprehensive demographic analysis for you. Oh, great. This is exactly what I need right now. I took the liberty of placing it all in your library for when you have time to go and do some studying. Do I have to? Do I have to? Come on, it's not that much. What's you say? You can just try and wing it if you prefer. I do prefer a little bit. Okay. Now, how about how we're gonna operate? Tony, you won't be able to accomplish us by yourself out there being exiled and all. Really rude of you. Can't believe that. We will act as you will outside this room. Cole's a bit jank given how they updated the system. It was a bit odd and clothing like mustaches down the line. Dang. Will you act as my will? Because my will was not to get into this election. So, you know. Just let us know what you want us to do and we'll set out to do so. It could be promoting some point in the program, looking for allies, gathering intel, harvesting some energy for your deck. I don't need that much more energy. I don't plan on making too much more cards. Bear in mind these tasks will take between 3 and 5 cycles each, so plan accordingly. Understood. Wait, what do I do while you're all out? Do your homework, do some studying, make some cards, or jerk off to relieve the pressure. Patrice, what? It works, trust me. Always so gross. As the race progresses, you'll have to meet some prospective allies or even rivals here in this office. So don't worry, I don't think you'll get too much idle time. Okay. Everyone ready? Any doubts? Several. I don't think you care. Let's conquer all. Great, wonderful. I'm the only one with doubts in this room. Look, I may or may not have written us... I just have some slight concerns about how I may or may not have written us into a corner. Sorry about that. This is an oversight. I have to assume they built Unmasked off of Unlimited, and I'm guessing they manually edited the nouns to go to the new doppelganger design. I forgot to have clone go to the new design. That's very weird. Switch Mega Pack version of Unmasked. What is the Switch Mega Pack? Why don't they build it off of Unmasked? Very weird. Well, rather than conquer, let's have our sisters put their trust in us. Yes, of course, it was a figure of speech. We do not deserve to be in charge. Okay, we can never be too safe with you. Aha. Oh, I almost forgot. I got something for you, Fortuna. Oh, great. The third crystal. Love the support of my friends. Oh, right. Is this what powers me or something? I forgot what the question was for this. There's a loaded plus on me, I see. Any D&D stories today? I didn't go to D&D. I would procrastinate on a paper. That's the story. Also, Void isn't dead, but also got lost. It narratively works. Void got erased from everyone's memories, so we're taking a sabbatical from D&D. So that was during co-game. Totally different. Sunday. Don't worry about it. No, Void got erased from everyone's memories. They're still around. They're just in like a city and like completely and utterly brainwashed. So Void, luckily we've got a guy named CR who could just rewrite reality. Unfortunately, CR kind of also got actually written out of reality, but also luckily, so the rest of the party member is going to try and get CR back to being rewritten. And then hopefully CR will get Void back to being rewritten, and then I can come back to D&D. Also had a paper to work on that's not done yet and due at midnight, so it's kind of done. It is what it is. Last year I spent a great deal of time cataloging the Coven's tech. Look, I was supposed to work through D&D, right? That was the plan. I slept like 2 hours, by the way. I was supposed to work through D&D, and then I just procrastinated through D&D, but I got started working at a crisp 12:45 in the morning, so I think that was a good plan. Wingaster? No. Use the adjective female when somebody clone you get the female variant, which is based off of Lily. I see. You know, time cataloging the Coven's text and treatise on objects of power. And there was one specific object that kept making me think of you. Oh, that's nice. How does that have to do with the love of my friends? I guess I had photos if you want proof. I don't need proof. Don't worry about that. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard for me to, like, visualize what's actually happening with Scribblenauts. I don't need pictures. Here. A sympathy stone. This feels like not what I meant. Special order power, though, amplify the effort of... Oh, no, that is what I meant. That's good. Thank God you thought of me when you thought of this, because, you know, I'm really good with friends and all that. the people friends I'm fighting against. Amplify the efforts of whoever's trying to help you. Thank you, Patrice. Just wet a brush with some friendly brewed sage infusion. Write down the names of your allies on it. I'll do it immediately. I love it. Thank you. I got you. So it won't help. It'll only help people. I write the name of my allies. What if I write someone who secretly hates me? Does it just not work, or do they just get to like completely and utterly destroy me? Basically, the tribe will render the task you assign as more effective. Oh, you two, right? Got it. Anyway, let's get to work. Let's make sure we all have a task to get this ball rolling. Oh yeah, one more charm thing left, which is my immortality. I'm sure Patrice will be so thrilled to learn that. Oh wait, wait a second. I can't be a leader of the coven if I literally become not a witch. So many bets have been made. Stay motivated. All right, tasks. Tasks are hard. I'm not motivated at all. All right. Let's see. So novices. We're not too hot. All right. Full coven. Not too hot with the novices. The producers. Interesting. That would, I guess, it's obviously not. Who are the producers? I should study that thing Patrice got me or something. It's so much work. This is the vibe of the parties. It's gonna be fine. Dahlia's got all the warriors, 100%. Oh yeah, cause okay, bye Turkey. Oh yeah, cause Dahlia. Oh right, we wrote into reality that Dahlia was gonna do a coup. Not a coup. She was just gonna leave and like create her own coven. So I would make sense that the warriors are already with her. Explorers. I'm more concerned with Kapus on that one. I'm sure Blue is as well as well. Yeah, that's true. Explorers. We're not popular with anyone. Then Oracles. Oh, we're popular with Oracles. I spoke too soon. Oh wait, yeah, we are an Oracle. Just rooting for the home team on this one. Just like the Giants play it, or well, I can't even make my stupid references anymore. Too tired. That's a lie. I can. Did you know that the Giants actually won their first spring training game today? They were the last to do it, but they did it. So we assigned you guys the task. Oh my! I don't take up turn on our opponent. Look for allies and opportunities. Oh, you could do more things. Look up. Promote our program. Oh my gosh. If I was like, yeah, I'm sure this is not the day to be doing this. I'm still worried about the paper because it's kind of done. I did a revision round, but I kind of cut the word count too much because you know when you revise you remove words. Anyway, I'll be able to listen in 5 minutes. Yeah, so I've had what 2 hours of sleep. I've spent all day-ish, except for like a few procrastination times, writing a research paper that I started less than 24 hours ago. Not writing the paper, I started researching less than 24 hours ago. And I'm on like, I think it's literally like 1 hour of sleep. No, I was conflating earlier. It's like 1 hour of sleep, 1 hour of sleep, and then maybe like another like half hour of fitful sleep. Or no, I guess 1 hour of sleep and 1 hour of a fitful sleep. We'll say, because it's complicated. Point is, also I dropped my burger on the way here, so I don't have any. I'm hungry too, and now I was like, oh, we'll just write out a few of the things on Cosmic Wheel, right? Like, I can still react to stuff. Oh, we'll just write out a few of the things Cosmic Wheel be done early. And now it's like intense management syndrome time. It's time to kick in the management syndrome. Boom! Do you like thinking? Well, here's a lot of things to think about. Do you... Alright, so now here's the novices, producers, warriors, explorers, academics, and oracles, and of course the full covered. You have to assess your popularity among all of them. You can make your Among Us jokes in the chat. You also have to study them to figure out what you would do, and also you have tasks. These tasks take a certain amount of cycles to complete, but of course, your partners can each only do. It's an approximate of time, so it's 2 to 5 cycles, and like you could choose them to do any of those things, but that again will take up time, and also you might be visited by someone, and you better know what to say to them. You better know what to say to them. I'm terrified. The problem is there's nothing. I guess I could study, but there's nothing I can do that doesn't cost me anything, which means I have to really, really consider what I want to do. I suppose I love thinking. I suppose splitting the conservative vote between blue and green would take them out of the running. It is true. Is there a conservative? Which one of these is the conservatives? Is it the producers? Must be. There's no one else that Dahlia is really unpopular. Okay, so Dahlia's just unpopular with Oracles because the Oracles love me. But producers are probably the conservatives, right? I'm surprised the academics are so up on Jasmine's program. What's so appealing about that to the academics? It's not like... I don't think of academics as particularly conservative. But like... I don't know, maybe that's not right. The problem is, I have to do something. Alright, this guy's kind of easy. Alright, so, thing is, I don't have any super Arcana. I don't actually want to make any more deck thing. I'm pretty happy with the deck as is. And I think I have enough energy if I need it. Big question. Oh, I just realized we're the colors. I'm purple. I am the purple now, fools. Why is Compressor water? It's not water. Academics are old. I guess. Compressor's water? Why is Compressor water? That's like feelings. Would have said feelings. Jasmine is... what, grass? I don't remember. What's green? Oh, I can see the policies. That's nice. Here are mine. Oh, you never saw my policies, Savannah. We're doing the referendum system. We made community service our law enforcement thing. Free access and education. So if someone blows it up with the nuke equivalent, that'll suck, but it's fine. We will reveal the existence of witches to mortals, which will massively make us incredibly vulnerable. But I would argue is the only fair thing to do. Witch duties. We made a mentorship program that we think is actually going to do pretty well. And then I said, well, we're going to devour... I was forced to devour Adana because I may or may not have put everyone's life in danger by making the existence of witches known. Whoops. So I figured, okay, maybe we actually do have to, get, defensive a little bit on that. I like this voice. Yay. So this is defensive on my part. Oh, also, you weren't there, but this still makes me laugh, even in my completely and utterly addled brain, and a week later. But, there was also, Fortuna came up with the brilliant option, which I was allowed to choose, which is, I'll eat Adonis' corpse and become a god! Still the funniest thing I've ever done. Oh, yeah. So, yeah. Hi, Fiona. I came, what happened? I learned a valuable lesson, right? About perspective, right? See, a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, I was freaking out because I thought I would have to write a research paper in 1 week, and I was like, I don't think I can write a research paper in 1 week, but I found out and I realized now that was I got 2 weeks and I was happy. And then I realized now that I was wrong. I can write a research paper in less than 24 hours. So that's a good thing. Oh, also, the Giants won. Oh, hey, actually, Fiona, you actually know about the Giants pitching situation. Uh, if you were thinking it's good news, no, of course not. Remember I told you that the Giants currently have, what was it? They have the Giants have one ace starting pitcher, one reliever that's trying to become a starter, and then 3 spots open to rookies. Well, 2 of the rookies we have with the most experience, with some of the most experience, actually playing they actually went to the majors and played a little. 2 of those rookies are injured. They're injured now. So that's not happening. Whoops, I guess. Our top 2 of the top spots of those rookie spots are just gone. One of them, Keaton Wynn, just has mild elbow soreness, so he'll probably be back by opening day. Tristan Beck, on the other hand, had an aneurysm in his arm, which I didn't know that happened. I guess aneurysms are just blood vessels, but I always thought of it as a brain thing. No, it can happen in your arm too, which is thankfully less fatal, but not good for pitching. Think you can't write one in a week? How did you think I survived school? Well, yes. I don't know. It's not like this isn't the first time that I've pulled this malarkey where I'm I can do it in a little less time, right? I've always been an idiot. Anyway, I did a revise run, but I never finished the revise run before stream. And also, I may or may not have cut off too many words, so I might have to end stream early because it's due at midnight. Anyway, the point is, I'm not reading the studying. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? We can... So, anyway, I was thinking, oh yeah, after this nonsense, we're gonna relax, we're gonna do some simple stuff. We're just gonna go and do a thing, right? We're just gonna go and do a thing that's easy to handle. Not emotionally, but we're just gonna have some laughing and fun at the insanity of morality that comes here, right? That's what I thought. And then we have to manage the entire election now, and there's all these buttons, and I have no idea what any of this means. It's a great spot. These are just our polling things. I should read up on what these guys do, but I'll do that next week. Oh, no one likes Compressor from the Oracles. From Oracle Park. Cheer for the matter. Oh yeah, Young-Hoo Lee, our young... You can tell I'm stalling. Young-Hoo Lee, our young Korean star, has actually been doing great. He hit his first home run in spring training. And then there's a statistic that tells you... There's a website that tells you if a home run, where it is... Where the ball went far... It says, alright, there's a home run. In what baseball parks would that still be outside the fence? Right? Because, the fences are different size. And turns out Young Lee's spring training home run would have been a home run in every single park except for Oracle Park. So, not surprising. It basically landed in Triple's alley, but it was funny. No, Young Lee's actually doing great, honestly. Yeah, our metrics are not great, but honestly, they're not terrible. I'm indecisive. I think in order for anything to happen, we do have to instruct these guys to do something. These yahoos. So we have to send her looking for allies and opportunities. That's good. I don't want to dig up dirt on our opponents because I really don't want to actually use dirt on our opponents. I don't care enough about this election to sabotage our relationships. Plus, we already have the whole help from our friends thing, so it has more synergy with this. I don't need to harvest more energy. I actually have a lot of energy, and I don't have any super Arcana to use it on. New talent panning out is cool. Oh, right, yeah, Lee. Yeah, it's good. It would have been a triple in Oracle Park, so it would have been good, but it's funny. We felt like the thing I think I'll feel most. Oh yeah, we won our first game. We won our first spring training game today. We were the last team to win a spring training game, but that's fine. Uh, no, Lee's been a gem. Lee's been doing great. I think he's like hitting every game he's like been in or close to that. He has a batting average of 44% right now, which is insane, and it's just because it's a small sample size, but like, it's good news. Seen some rookies are doing good, but it's hard to tell because the rookies kind of get introduced at the same time as the rookies into the other team. It's kind of hard to tell. But no, also we beat the Texas Rangers, reigning world champions, so that's probably nothing because again, it's spring training. People are testing out experimental stuff, but something. So Fortuna can she can look for allies, challenge an opponent's program, promote our program, dig up during areas, harsh energy, never mind. So here's what I was thinking. I think I want to send Ebermar to look for allies. I don't want to dig up there on principle because I'm not that invested in the race. I don't really want to challenge an opponent's program, although I'm not against it. I could have us promote our program, right? Just promote it, like. And again, challenging an opponent's program could be fine if we specifically challenge like Jasmine's, because, challenging an opponent's program could be fine too, so that can work out. But I kind of think, what happens if we double down on allies? Because we got that little stone. You weren't here for this, Fiona, but Fiona, our third like little crystal thing panned out, so we got like an artifact that like means that like our friends help us even more. So like maybe we just go all in on allies. Like what if we go all in on allies? At the very least, let's have Abramar go on allies. I'll comb the cause, see what I can find. Right, so he's gonna take some time for that. So, do we have like? Yeah, do you think we're gonna go? I think the one thing is we might run out of allies. All right, see on shirt. It's Kirby Star Allies time. We're going all in on allies. I have some ideas in mind already. See you in a few cycles. Plus, this means we get to meet as many people as possible, which is cool. Honestly. And we've got a message. Which Fortuna? I'd like to formally introduce myself for the race. There are some topics I am interested in discussing with you regarding the nature of the political shift the company is about to experience. Kind regards, Compress the Historian Witch. That seems friendly enough. Or promotion. Now I'm going all in. When has going all in ever hurt anyone, including me? Yeah, cool. Plus, they seem to have different allies. Hi, Compressor. Really sorry about the whole disagreeing with your policies thing. I'll try and be civil because I don't want to make an enemy of you. That would not be great. But you gotta realize I don't have great opinions of your party. Yeah, meeting the enemy in person too. Let's not think of it as an enemy, but as someone that like. We're just in a personally opposed situation until you give me reason to think of you as an enemy. Personally nice. Well, because it's literally down to 2-0, I have no sympathy. I'm just saying civility could work out. I'm Compressor, nice to meet you. She's just wrong. I am Fortuna, nice to meet you too. Thanks for having me. I wanted to introduce myself formally before the race becomes hectic. Oh yeah, it's gonna become really hectic. I'll try not to do anything immoral, but I am gonna win. That's so kind of you. I'm sorry they had to come all the way here. There are still 800 years of exile after this head is down a cast over me. I'm definitely not using this to ploy for sympathy. I'm well aware. I don't know if it confided in me. You know, environmentalism is it's a nuanced subject. She wants to use Don's corpse as a shadow ruler. Okay, so that sounds bad. The fear you inspired her was one of her greatest weaknesses. Whoops. Yeah, that probably wasn't bad. Oh, I don't know. We could have gotten along if she didn't, do capitalism. I don't know how to feel about that. That makes two of us. That's the main reason I decided to pay her a visit. Keep me in check? Form my own judgment. I promise I carry the best of intentions. I thought it was right. You should fear me. Don't be so harsh. I'm nice. I promise. I want to be if we want to form as many allies as we can. If we could convince Compressor just not to be in the race, that would be great. And besides, I carry the best of intentions, even if that involves burning you to the ground. That would be bad, but like I intend not to do that. The funny thing about I promise I carry the best of intentions, it doesn't actually say anything. I promise that I view my intentions as good, guys. This feels disrespect. Both of these feel kind of disrespectful, though, and I don't want to do a power play at this time. Certain aura around you that tells me I can trust you. Whoopsie doops. Oh no, is she old enough that you can see through that? Plants, we're more sensitive to this kind of energy. Yeah, so I paid off a behemoth to do that, but I promise my intentions are very good. Actually, the Don's fear is unfounded, a product of her decaying mind. Yep. That's what it is. That's me. I put it up in my hands underneath my chin so you get like an idea of the expression I'm doing. That's me. That's me. She was just paranoid. You should not. That's not like an anglerfish kind of light. That's a warm, soothing light that you should be soothed by. No, this must ask your team to retire from the race. Nice strategy. Get out of my house immediately. What? Why? Honestly, I'm okay with this. Is the problem? I mean, I will win, but like again, I never wanted to be in this election. Right? Remember? Honestly, I want to go earnest, right? I really want to just do the okay and then just drop out option. I don't want to be aggressive. I don't want to be flippant. I want to ask. This might be a bit aggressive too, but I'm going to go this. You're too close to your human side to properly govern a cosmic coven. Yeah, but like, I get... Okay, I see what you're saying, but also like... A lot of the people in the coven are human. And a lot of the... You're actually hurting a lot of them. I feel like that's not true. Or I feel like there's a perspective you're not looking at here. That's why Donna is such a great leader. She had a direct channel of communication with the gods and was far detached from her human origins. Yeah, but that also is why I think Adana was a terrible leader. She was so detached from, like... I understand what you're trying to say, but, like, she was so detached, she didn't really realize what she was doing. What was the point? I don't think she even knew the point. She literally got it from the gods. Right? Like... I mean, you know I'm not going to do it, right? You're right. I'm too attached to my human side. I'm doing my best not to get emotional, even though I did the why option. But, like... You know, other than you, Dolly, and Jasmine, you have an uncountable number of human flaws. Fear, pride, envy, greed. Is that... Fear, what is it? Fear, pride... What? No, shoot, I'm forgetting it. I'm forgetting it. Give me a second. Oh, fear... I know what they are. I don't know the order. Should start with hate? Love, pride, hate, fear. It's love, pride, hate, fear, heavy no emotions. Okay. Love, pride, hate, fear. Gotta remember that. Love, pride, hate, fear. It goes from love to pride, then to hate, and then fear. Fear. Close, but love, pride, fate, fear, have you no emotions? Even what you consider virtues such as ambition or mercy. Even those base things such as the need for comfort or enjoyment cloud your judgment. Flaws, flaws, flaws. How are you better than us? Without feelings, you truly care for your peers. You're a psychopath, get out of my house. Okay. I am going to put forth the argument that without being able to feel emotions, that I'm putting through the argument that like, that wanting to be illogical, well, or no, what is it? I'm putting forth the argument that like, it's not better to be like detached and for the greater good. Because again, my big problem with the quarterly controls and all that is that it's making us increase in power, but it doesn't help us. And what's the point of power if like you don't like? What's the point of power if you don't like actually even benefit from it? Truly care for your peers. There are many beings in this universe that are better suited for evolution than your kind, precisely because of that lack of human feelings. But why? Right? Like, what about that makes it better? That's a value judgment. Haha, I've got you in a trap, fool. You see, what you're saying is a value judgment that like, what if I forgot the trap? Damn it! It's been a long day. She raises too. Okay, now let's not. It looks really bad. Okay, it's okay. Look, so I've got you in a value judgment. You're making a value judgment that impassionate is better than passionate, but like everything comes down to values, right? And there's no objectively better values except, well, okay. We have a disagreement of value judgments, but you would have no authority to say that being impassionate is strictly better than being unimpassionate. That's a terrible. I muddled that argument, but trust me, it's good probably somewhere. I studied the flora. So they're too fond of to see other forms of coexistence. Okay, sure, that is a genuine fine. Okay, that's a genuine one, but like, I still don't see like, yes, being. Okay, but like, I still don't see how you want to go back to a system that hurts most of the witches. I don't think that you, it's just not, you just had, your grounds are, I don't know. My head talks is that of growth and community. I lack individual, I'm just part of a forest. We, the plants, grow, expand, and nurture all around us. Majority of us don't need to feed on other living beings to prosper. That basic fact alters our whole perception of reality. Humans are so built on our sacrifice that you're immune to innumerable forms of brutality. Type of sacrifice. I really wish there's a history thing so I could like actually read through this, like redigest this, you know, because you know when you read something you don't fully digest it the first time. You're the devourer of worlds, and we the plants are the healers. Okay, great. This is sounding a little more racist now. I take care of you no matter how you treat me. Let me ask you a question. What's the most important quality in a leader? I will say, first off, you literally said you're going to take care of me, but also you're doing, again, the quarterly controllers cause a lot of mental stress among most of the witches, right? Like, so, not sure you're doing that. Oh, integrity, selflessness. Selfishness is good, boy. I'm not sure. You don't. I gotta guess she doesn't want any of these because these are all emotion based, but like, I guess intelligence could not be like, you know. Not charisma, that's too short sighted. Integrity, possibly, but again, I wouldn't say selfishness is the closest. Empathy is understanding, and that can be helpful because you need to understand all the sides. And selflessness is the willingness to put yourself. But you want selflessness. It depends on how it's applied, right? If you just you need to like you can't just have no backbone and be like just let everyone do stuff, but you have to like be selfless in a way that like, I don't know, like helps. Or you have to be selfless in a way that you're willing to like to make sacrifices, but not like unnecessary sacrifices. I don't know. That probably is. I'm sure that's like I'm sure that's an illogical statement or something. I'm an idiot. Oh, selflessness. Exactly. Oh shoot, she agrees. Put the group's needs before your own. Oh yeah, no, that would make sense. But that's the problem. That's my whole problem with it, Holly. As long as a large amount of witches are suffering under your policies, I cannot. You have not yet convinced me that your needs successfully convey the group's needs. Right? I, the leader, get to put my needs above my. No, I, the leader, get to put the group's needs above my own. That is my burden. But, like, I shouldn't ask that, at least unreasonably, of the people I am leading. You've invented the word, humans aren't capable of it. I don't think that's true, but I'm sure if we actually debate this, it'll get down onto the psychological levels. All the emotions we talked about before, they're what make it impossible. Satisfaction, respect, honor, friendship, the list is endless. Humans are capable of selfless actions, but not selfless existence. Yeah, probably she is. I don't need to ask about that. I honestly don't have a problem with. I know the whole thing of the leader part of that is just autonomy, right? I get the argument there, but I don't have too much of an issue with being autonomous. What I'm worried about, I just don't. If the autonomy had our best interest in heart, I'd be okay with it. And that's what she's trying to say. She's trying to say, trust me, I have your best interest at heart. But I think that that's wrong. I disagree. I think that you think that we have our best interest at heart, and that you're trying to do something that has our best interest at heart. But like, I feel like, in general, your best interests, I feel like you've got it wrong. You messed up somewhere. And I don't think you're ever going to be able to. You're ever going to be capable. I don't think you're ever going to be capable of convincing me otherwise, as long as I see evidence that that the covenant is hurting. I'm deeply offended by her accusations. Oh yeah, that too. Well, I'm trying to level. I don't think that's right. I guess I have to ask this one, right? Because, like, I honestly don't think that's the problem. I don't think that, although it's kind of the problem, it's close to the problem, but it's not really accurate. I don't want to ask this because obviously that's what she's implying. I'm not an idiot. If I still want to lead, this was just being like, no, you. I'll have to. Fine. I'll argue this even if I don't fully believe it. And what's the problem with that? That's the problem. See, I don't have a. Fine. Well, I can't argue. Look, Fortuna gave me limited options, okay? These dry already, they need to take risks. Do they? Well, okay. Yes, but an autonoma doesn't necessarily not take risks and gamble with the future of a whole community. Maybe you shouldn't have admitted that one aloud. Yes. See, these are not the arguments I would make. But... oh well. Put your trust in a leader because you believe in the change they propose. Otherwise, you're just appointing an administrator. What's wrong with having a fair administrator? Stagnation only plants would consider movement to be a symptom of life. I get stagnation. That's our argument. We believe in... very diplomatic argument. That's not really what I would argue is the problem. Again, if you're stagnated and it's fine, that's okay. Right? I don't think you need to constantly be moving. Not really. Also, now we're being racist back, but it's fine. I would argue, I guess it's speciesist at this point. I would argue that stagnation is not the problem. I just don't think you're right. I just don't think you're actually helping us as much as you think you are. So that's what you and your sisters value over stability. It's not stability. A bad stability is just bad. Right? And yes, I know there's the fear that if we change things, it could get worse. But, like, it's already bad. And I don't like living under that fear. Sure, fine. You're right. That we value the possibility of something better than stability. I guess that's where we got you. That's where we got. Female witches are like that, yes. Thank you. You helped me to understand our coven better. Yeah, I hope you don't use that to destroy me in the race, but yeah, you're welcome. Hopefully that doesn't allow her to, like, completely and utterly destroy us. But, you know, it's fine. Was it Cressa? No, you know what? That's a temptation. But she'll know. She'll know. I'm going to say good luck with the race. She could sense things. She could sense it with her aura. I don't trust trying anything. Because I've gotten her to a place where I think she at least has accepted what I'm saying, which might mean that she uses that information against us, but I don't think that's really likely. Because, again, she wants to do what's best for the Coven, and, like, man, she has, like, terrible ideas for what's best for the Coven. But, like, if I can convince her, if I can win in the marketplace of ideas, alright, but jokes aside, if I can convince her, right, to back off, then I don't want to break that, especially when, by trying to do something sneaky, when I can just say, because that's what the other person did. That's what the person who deflected our card did to us, and now I don't trust that person at all. So we're going to try it. Look, all we have to do is not lose to her, right? And that doesn't seem that hard. So it's best to stay on good terms stop, like, it's best to stay on good terms to prevent stuff from, I'm just going to, I guess I'm doing the opposite. I guess if I was saying, I just don't think we need to force the issue here, and I don't think we need to play our luck. Risks are meant to be taken in a calculated manner, where, like, you're not, like, we don't just throw caution to the wind. I would never do that, by the way. I would never throw caution to the wind and do something stupid in this game. Of specific. Good luck to you too. But that's why I'm not going to try anything, Trixie. I'm too afraid she'll notice, honestly. I might have to face consequences. Yucko macaroni, right? Oh, that's Compressor. What do we guys think of Compressor? I don't think we're going to win over the Warriors. But that's okay. There's only 11 of them. It's interesting if the academics are also with Compressor. I actually don't need to win the Oracles. We just have to not offend them. Besides, I'm already chill, right? Maybe I could get the explorers on our side. Oh, this is fun. I'm glad they let me to do this. Yeah. Do I have to study? We finished the interaction. We can... Alright. I don't want to start something else because I kind of do have to actually go back and finish that paper. So unless you want me to do that on stream, which I know you yahoos have like a 50% chance of saying yes for that, but like, I'm stuck with like the more reasonable people right now, so like it probably won't be happening. But I don't want to just end. So I guess it's discussion time. How's y'all been? I didn't put the content warning up. I forgot about it. Luckily, nothing happened, so it's fine. I'm pretty hungry, but that's just me. I got 2 hours to finish my thing. How you doing? You ever say hello to people? What am I saying? Both of you assume I'm reasonable. Yeah, but whenever I say something crazy, you always object or something. That's how I judge reasonability. You are at the very least not an enabler. Too much. At least you try not to be. I just kind of enable myself, but yeah. I should study, right? That's what I should do, but I don't want to. So fair, yeah. No, it's good. It's good times. Right, I was almost done revising, and I could just jam out. Honestly, I stopped doing. Do you want to tell you about my paper, right? Yeah, I'll tell you more stories about the paper, right? First, at 12:45, I started reading. All of the research I had done before 12:45. I was all in. I was just like, I had found one paper, and I was like, oh, this will probably be good. And then at 12:45, I start reading it, and it's absolutely not what I wanted at all. Like, it's not helpful to me. Follow the shorter stream today, yeah. I guess I'm not quite ready to go, but I don't want to start something. Anyway, so I'll tell you about the rest about my paper thing, and then I'll go. Because it's actually fascinating, right? Because I was like, okay, so that's not great. That one source was useless. I find another source that is actually closer to what I want. I use a better search term. Oh, yeah, this is nice. And then I click on like the cited by, like to see like who has cited that source, because the source was a bit old. It was like 2012, and I was like, well, that's like over a decade ago. I don't want to have that as. I want to search at least have some modern source, and I found Jackpot, right? It's a source from like November of last year. It's been cited by like 500 people, so it must be influential. And so I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta try that out. And like, it was so, and that's how I learned about generative agents, which apparently that's just a thing you can do. If you don't know, generative agents are things. So you know how ChatGPT can't actually like simulate a human personality very well? Someone figured it out. Someone kind of figured it out. Obviously they're not sentient. They're just trying things. And it still hallucinates a little bit, but like not a lot. Someone they basically made a little simulation. They call it Smallville. And there's like this cute kind of like pixely aesthetic they used for the simulation. But they found a way to use a large language, it's entirely powered by large language models, right? That's where almost all the computation is. But they found a way to procedurally generate like large language model prompts and then like filter it all through away. It gave it memory, like but like it's all natural language prompts. Like it's nothing's like hard coded or anything. It's like it's fascinating. Like I got sucked into it. It's 22 pages long, but that's good. It's good. It's good for the good for my doing. Yeah. So like how it works is like there's like so they keep like so each like NPC keeps each AI keeps like a list of memories, right, of things that have happened in Smallville, which is again like a little simulation town. And I can't explain it fully, but like it's something like this. And then each of those memories, you can get the memory, and like each of those memories is just a sentence. There's no data, there's no information. It's literally just the words of the memories. But you pull out the memory, like every time you need to do something or make a decision, you rely on your memory, because obviously humans rely on memory. And so you pull out select memories. How do you choose what memories? Well, they rank the memories. They rank them on they first off, so first off, certain people have like more important memories than others, right? So it's like, oh, how do you rank the memories? Well, so every memory is just like a sentence and an importance score. And how do they find the importance score? How do you decide what's important? You just ask ChatGPT. You just go, hey, this memory's being made. Like whenever you make a memory, you just ask ChatGPT, hey, how important do you think it is? And it'll give it a number, because that's fine. It can handle that. It's short term. But then just take that number, attach to the memory. So now you have importance values for the memory. And then like you could take that, and then like how it chooses memories is uses a weighted average of like importance and recency, because more recent people remember things that are more recent. That's easy to implement. And relevancy, because it does like a query search. I'm not entirely sure how the query search works, but like when it'll find a way to try and match memories that it thinks have to do with a certain thing to have to do with what it is. And they'll take the scores it gets for those and like make a weighted average, and that'll choose what memories to apply to the situation. And it works. Like it, and that allows it to make situations that make sense to like a human, right? And then, because like, again, it's basically a computer that whenever it needs to make a decision, like it has an architecture. Whatever it needs to make a decision, it asks ChatGPT in these discrete instances where ChatGPT can, like, because ChatGPT, the problem with ChatGPT, it falls apart if it tries to remember stuff for too long. It can't coherently remember details because it doesn't understand. ChatGPT has no model of the world, but now we're using ChatGPT to make a model of the world that it doesn't have. It's like, I'm not explaining. I'm just saying things. Yeah, like it's figured out that to make it work, it needs a few other things. Like first off, to make the NPCs have, it has like a planning algorithm, or it has a planning thing where it'll be like, hey, so everything is a procedurally generated prompt to ChatGPT. So like sometimes, so like, oh, every so often the NPC will plan what to do for the next day. So it'll procedurally generate a prompt that'll be like, hey, here's the description of the NPC, and here's what happened. Here's like a procedurally generated description of what happened yesterday, and it'll take that and it'll be like, what do you think they're gonna do today? And then it'll generate a thing of what it'll do today, and then it'll like first it'll be like, oh, this is what I think it'll do hour by hour. And then it like will like go and, oh, now what do you think it will do like minute by minute, or like 15 minutes by 15 minutes, or like half, I don't remember what the intervals are. So it'll generate a plan, and then all those plans will go into memory, the same memory space that like normal memories are, where it just like remembers something happens. And so then whenever it's making a decision, it can reference both memories about things that have happened and its plan. At the same, so it can access both of those. And there's a third category, which is like, it's like revisiting memories, where it like resynthesize memories. And this is very cool. It'll just, so whenever the NPC wants to resynthesize its memories, it'll take the last 100 memories and it'll ask ChatGPT, hey, can you generate some questions, right, about this character that you want to know from these memories? and then it will use that question as the query to find like the relevant memories for that question. Then it will give ChatGPT the relevant memories, and it'll be like, hey, with these relevant memories, what can you infer from this person? And then whatever it infers, that's put into the memory. And this does two things. First off, it means that not only do they have memories, the NPCs start to think about themselves. Well, they don't. You just ask ChatGPT to think about it. But ChatGPT generates, it goes from, oh, this person remembers reading to this person likes reading, right? Right? So it'll go from, because it'll find those memories of it reading, and it'll be like, oh, I can infer from those memories of it reading that it likes reading. Now the fact that it likes reading is in the memory. So when it revisits again, and when it does another revisiting and like rescan, oh, the fact that it likes memory, along with other memories, the fact that it likes memories, likes reading is still in there. And then they showed how, oh, it likes reading, and it combined it with other memories, and it go, oh, this person likes research. And then like, because it would recursively like figure out higher level concepts about the person's personality, which again doesn't exist. It's all like the language model. It's just all procedurally generating prompts in a smart way that actually like does it. And like when they ran the Smallville simulation, they found out that, so all they did at the beginning of the Smallville simulation, they had all the NPCs doing their default thing, and they asked one NPC, because the simulation is something like, and of course the simulation, which like is this little pixel town, the way they implemented it is, whenever a NPC wants to do something, it just generates the natural language thing for what it wants to do, and then it talks to ChatGPT, and it's like, hey, what does that do on the environment? And the ChatGPT gives it the environment, like says, oh, this is what it'll do on the environment, and then the environment, because the environment's made of like JSON files, so like you could just change properties about things. They don't have animations for all of the properties, but it can keep track of all of the properties as just words. And so anyway, the point is, so they can interact with the world, right? Which is physical. Like there's actually a physical world that it can ask ChatGPT, hey, what property does that change about an object? And it'll like give you a response. And then so to do that, and then so they literally, all they did is they said one NPC, they're like, you want to throw a Valentine's party in 2 days. It was like, that was the one thing it told them. And then from that prompt and all the other, and the personality of the NPCs, that NPC, like, from just all it had was, you want to throw a Valentine's party. From that, it naturally went to friends, told the friends about the Valentine's party. The friends are all agents of their own, so they would spread the information spread among the NPCs. Then she like went and like actually did actions on like one of the rooms, and I think she owns a cafe where she put up decorations, which I don't think that animations for, but but like the object could like tell that it's put up decorations. Someone walked into the cafe, and then she was able to ask the other person for help, and the other person decides to help her, and so that she gets help from doing that, and the person she asks for help then goes on to invite her crush to the Valentine's Day party. And then after all of that, when the Valentine's Day party actually happens, NPCs actually went to the correct room, like at the correct time, because this is actually it's simulated in like not real time, but actually one of the downsides is it actually takes like a really long time to simulate all these prompts, so it's really slow. But like it's every like time cycle, it'll go through and like it'll go through and update an action, and so the NPCs got there on the right time cycle to the right physical location in the little simulation, and they all remembered. Several remembered, and then when asked about it later, because you could kind of give them a query a little bit, when asked about it, because you could kind of give them a query, they said Some of the ones who didn't go made up excuses for why they didn't go, but they didn't want to go. It's not perfect. There is, first off, it only managed to run. They only ran it for 2 days, probably because like that's what they're expecting out of it. They didn't try to run it for more. So they only ran it for 2 days. It took a really long time. But like, it's fascinating. Like it captivated me. Also, they have really cute pictures in the research paper of their simulation. So I dubbed that down like a ton. That's probably around the level I understand it at. I'm not super tuned in, but like, that was a wild read. Because again, it does all this but it generates everything with like ChatGPT, all of the interactions, but in like small enough bite-sized chunks that ChatGPT can actually handle it. And then it procedurally like figures out the rest based on good old logic. It's like, it's insane. And like there are still problems. There was this one thing where like at the college, because it says dorm restroom, multiple people would just go in, even though it was like a single toilet, multiple people would go in at the same time, because dorm restroom to them probably means like they probably didn't register that was a one restroom thing. There were a few people when asked about the Valentine's Day thing that it was found that they hallucinated it, because they do still sometimes hallucinate a little bit. But also the amount of coherence it took to like get all that running, like that's way more coherent than like anything I've ever heard of ChatGPT. It was absolutely nuts to read about at like 12 in the like 2 in the morning at that point, I think is when I found it. It was nuts. It was nuts. It's nuts that that's possible. Because that totally broke my head on what I thought. Because again, all ChatGPT is on itself is just generating language based on what it thinks you want to hear with no understanding of it. And the fact that I managed to turn that into like an AI that can theoretically, again, do anything. It can like, well, not anything. Obviously, I don't want to be one of those people that like gets super excited and like makes people think it's just not actually, it's not sentient. It doesn't really know what it's doing, partially because it's broken up into so many parts. Like it's not like a brain, but like the amount of simulation of like the accuracy that they were getting to a simulation of behavior is really quite impressive. Again, all based on like natural language. Again, that whole Valentine's Day sequence happened just off of them adding the prompt that just said, "You want to do a Valentine's Day party?" It's still it's incredible. For like 30 minutes, what happened? I explained generative agents. I was a really in-depth, not in-depth. It depends. It was as much in-depth as I understand, which is admittedly not much for a paper I read while I was half sleep deprived. But it was just a really cool discovery. There was another one that was also really cool that like was figuring out how to do like automatic quest lines in a video game, because I was looking at that, because I was looking at like how to use AI to generate stories, and like so like there was another one that like seems more practical to actually put in a game. You can't do Smallville in a game because again it takes forever to actually run, but like the other one was a lot simpler, and it honestly didn't use much. Well, yeah, anyway, I'm not talking about another research paper. Point is, you missed me blabbing out about AI, which I don't even usually do. I'm not like super big on it, but like look up generative agents, and like 22-page research paper. You don't have to read it all, but like it's still incredibly, it's very cool. You should look up generative agents. I don't know if it's basically a big breakthrough in how you can simulate human intelligence and behaviors. Not to the point where, again, no one thinks that it's actually human, or no one thinks it actually has behaviors. But like, again, it's just crazy. It's so clever. but like it's like mind-bendingly cool. It's like it's just cool. It's just cool. It's just cool. I'm gonna fill. I know I revised out some words, but I'm gonna fill up the paper with just with more shit about the generative agents. I didn't get to say as much as I wanted about them. No, that's generative agents. Sorry, you missed the generative agents discussion. I kind of just gave it, so I don't want to give it again. I might call you later and give it to you again later. You know. Oh, but yeah. Oh yeah, we wanted to know what you thought of Compressor as well. What was Compressor like? Oh, it depends on who you ask. I don't think Savannah liked her at all. I was sympathetic a little bit, which is very wrong, but like I view it as, again, judgmental in a way. Not judgmental in the way I usually think of it. Judgmental in the way. I'll probably steal your packet for a thing. Not tonight. Maybe tonight for something else, but like not for this tonight. Again, it'll take me a few days for me to like get back into it. Good thing about a college, I can actually reference the paper, but like, I'm not call. I might call tonight. I probably won't call about this tonight. But I will call. Not about this, but I might call later. I might still call tonight because like it's been. I might need to just vent a little bit about some of the complete nonsense that that's happening. But like, I got my my excited rant about generative agents. I blew all my steam off, so I've been satisfied on that level. So I just don't feel ready to give the rant again. It is very cool. I can give it to you sometime later. I might still call after my revision is done, but it would have to be through Messenger. Part of the thing to get me to work on my paper is I kind of turned off my phone, so I can't use that. But so it'll be through Messenger if that's a thing. If I call, that'll be through Messenger. You can't access me by text right now. Not even really Discord. I haven't been checking even that. It's been a week. So that's probably why I'm heading out. But there have been bright spots, and like, as much as I should have started researching, even like 6 hours earlier, would have been helpful. Learning about something like learning about generative AI, or generative agents, and the other thing that I might talk about some other time, but I don't understand. That's something else I might talk about some other time. Again, I thought to myself, oh, I'll just look up something about it. I wasn't certain how cool I'd actually find it, but like, hot damn, there's some cool stuff going on. I don't know if it'll ever be like a game, but like, there's some cool stuff going on. I didn't even know about that. It was just great. It's recent. It's really recent too. No, anyway. Yeah. All that to say, that's a rant. My call with Messenger. But I gotta go do homework. It was nice to meet Compressor. It was nice to talk about AI. And it was just cool. It was just been a good stream. It's honestly been a pretty, for everything that went, for as much as this has kind of been like a slapdash, like barely held together stream, it was good. And it might be good even to have a shorter stream sometimes. But now I gotta go to revise stuff. So good night. Oh, thank you for flying with the Flightship.